To me, I liked it because he was just trying to protect her. He's like, no, I'm not leaving her with this crazy man.
Yeah.
Why? You had a problem with that?
I do have a problem with it.
What?
I actually have two. My main two flaws with this episode are in this scene. I have two flaws. This is the inaugural episode review of the Midnight Release channel. As you can see, my wife is here with us instead of our normal co-host, which you have not seen yet, which is my brother. But as he is lame and doesn't watch Better Call Saul, I have to have my wife.
It's not his time yet.
It's not his time to watch it, and that's fine. But he'll come to love it. But yeah, we're doing Season 6, Episode 8, Point and Shoot. This is the second half of the Better Call Saul finale, and we're going to be finishing out the rest of the show. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. So, just to give a little background on us, Breaking Bad is my favorite show of all time. I think it's pure art in cinema, to be honest. And Better Call Saul does not dilute Breaking Bad in any way, for those who don't know. And we are getting started with a banger here in the last finale, which is what I expected. I told you this.
Yeah.
I said, I think the flow of these last 6 episodes, I believe, right? 6?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, the last 6, I felt like we're going to follow Breaking Bad pretty closely, because they've both, even though Better Call Saul has one more season than Breaking Bad does, I just felt like they were going to follow the same arc as Breaking Bad does, which they've kind of done. In Breaking Bad, they ended the first half of the last season with Hank's realization that Walt is Heisenberg. And then in this one, we saw Howard die in the last episode. And now we're seeing it immediately start running. And with Breaking Bad, it was just a constant speed run of just excitement. And that's what we've gotten here with Point and Shoot, Episode 8. What are you feeling so far on this episode? And
this episode, I was just not expecting to be how it was. But, I mean, like, what you're saying, comparing to Breaking Bad and that ran through, makes sense. But when I was going into it, I just thought it would not be as fast-paced, you know? Very stressful, but very good.
Yes. So we just finished watching Game of Thrones, which is godlike, I'll say. One of the biggest things of Game of Thrones that is so solid is the fact that every time an episode ends with something good, it always starts with that storyline on the next episode, and they don't always conclude it, but they make you feel good that you waited for that next episode. And I will say, I don't feel like Better Call Saul has that track record. I feel like there's a lot of times where I'm waiting for the good thing to come, but this one got right into the action.
Right into it.
So this is... Sorry. I'm also going to mention how this is going to be formatted, as this is our non-spoiler first half show and review, and then we'll also be having a spoiler second half, and we will get more into the details. So we're not going to go into any details here, and this is the way every review will go. So, yeah, if you watch that last episode, it literally picks up where it left off, and it keeps going. And it doesn't immediately. It starts with the opening scene that's not, which we'll get into later. But right after that, it starts off and it just keeps going. It never wavers, which is great.
And one thing about the episode 2 that I just love about Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul is how the plot is in every episode. Like, I don't expect it, or I don't predict it easily. It's just well thought out. I'm like, that is just so clever. Mm-hmm. And that's how I felt in this episode. I felt in certain things that we'll talk about in the spoiler part, but
yeah. So right after the episode ended, give me your immediate thoughts without spoiling.
Dang.
Dang.
Just dang. Like that. That's how. Like, how do you say it? I don't know. I just felt like seriously it ended. I'm like, that happened. Okay. Like, it just happened fast. That whole episode. I felt like it wasn't 40 minutes. It's usually 40 minutes or an hour.
Yes.
How long is it?
Yeah.
But like, it felt like I watched a 30-minute episode. I'm like, oh my gosh, what just happened? And I think I had to think about every part and, like, scene in the episode to, like, for it to really hit me again. I'm like, wow, that was crazy.
Yeah. The one knock I have on Better Call Saul compared to Breaking Bad is I do feel like Better Call Saul, Thomas Schnauz, I believe is his name, or Peter Gould, one of those. He is now the co-writer and director with Vince Gilligan, while Breaking Bad, Vince Gilligan was the creator and he was the sole person. And I feel like with the new director and writer, I feel like this show has been a little bit more visually appealing and more realistic in a way. And let me explain. I feel like Breaking Bad had a lot more highs, and they weren't as in tune with trying to make every scene visually appealing and what's the word? Slow. There's a lot of slow moments in Better Call Saul.
Right.
And I feel like they do this for the fact of just kind of making it look pretty. You kind of see every little detail. And I'm not sure if that's because they have a lack of story to tell and they have to fill up the time, or if that's just the way he likes his shows.
Oh, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know his work other than this.
No.
I feel like, too, also, like, Saul is Jimmy first. So I feel like it's more slow because he's not full out Saul like in Breaking Bad. So maybe it's kind of slow, too, in that kind of sense. It's just a whole setup of how he becomes Saul Goodman. You know what I mean? So I can see that being a factor as why there's, like, some slow parts in this.
Yeah.
In this show.
And I was saying this because this episode was not that way. This episode felt a little bit more like Breaking Bad, where it was that a little bit more high adrenaline pushing through, and that felt good. Because I'll be honest, this last season, there's been like about 3 episodes in the middle of the last half that were a little slow. And I just felt like they didn't need to be so detailed on what they were doing. That's my knock so far. But this episode was not that way at all.
I did like the last episode, though.
Yeah, last one was good. I'm saying those 3, 4,
Okay.
too slow. They didn't need to be there, I felt like. It didn't develop the characters enough. I feel like in Breaking Bad, when they had, like, is it season 2? When Walt is not cooking for, like, 4 episodes. I wasn't that bored during those scenes. I feel like they were developing things. They were causing stress to accumulate. But in this show, I just feel like it doesn't feel that way at times during the slow moments. But yeah, this was not that way, which is awesome. So, let's get straight into the review now. Here's our quick bio for it, I guess. So it picks up right where it left off and continues running in an authentic gangster style, ending in an enthralling storyline as we embark into the unknown. Take that with what you may. Try to foreshadow what you believe off that if you haven't seen the episode already. But that is my best explanation for this episode.
I like it.
Yeah. Do you have anything to add to that?
No, I think it's great.
It's great, yeah.
Can't say too much.
Yeah. So Rotten Tomatoes, they have 13 critics who have reviewed it so far, and they have given it 100% up to this point, which I don't think is... I don't agree with.
That's interesting.
I don't think it's a perfect episode. However, for midnight release, we give this episode a score of 92, and our entertainment factor was a 94%. To try to explain this a little bit, I believe if this episode was placed in the Breaking Bad universe, it would have been higher in both regards, as score and entertainment. But we know how the things end for the most part with most of the characters, and we lose a lot of the excitement throughout it, as prequels just don't have the same oomph that a main story show has.
Agreed.
Yeah. So honestly, I could see this episode being a 95, 97 if this was in Breaking Bad, where every character is open to die.
Yeah.
But most of the characters we know aren't going to die. Which really brings down the stress. And then the entertainment was a little higher than I believe the episode was deserving of a score, which is why we gave it a 94 out of 90 instead of 92, as it is just one of the more high adrenaline episodes that Better Call Saul has to offer.
Yeah, because I don't think in this episode there was really a slow moment, was there? At least not that I can recall.
Well, technically slow, but not slow because you're interested what they have to say.
Because it's all in the same, like the same story.
Like we didn't find it slow,
right?
But someone might. But
true.
Yeah, it wasn't like
my opinion.
Tahajali on Breaking Bad where it's just constant. No, it wasn't like that. Not every moment, but it was great for every Breaking Bad fan. So there's our review. And this ends our non-spoiler half of the episode. If you want to watch the spoiler half after you've seen it, or you want to go into it now, the video will be right here to the left. Okay, here is the second half, spoiler half, and we are excited to go into the plot points. And I'm going to go through them, and we'll give you our thoughts on them. So first off, it starts off with the car shot on the beach. Classic Better Call Saul scene. Extremely slow, just like showing every little minute detail, like I was explaining in the non-spoiler half.
A little foreshadow.
Yeah, a little foreshadow. I will say this was not shocking, and we both completely guessed it, what happened. I mean,
right.
They basically give you the truth by showing the license plate and the shoes, right?
Yep.
And we already know Howard's dead, so we just assumed that they framed that. Well, I guess it was. Go on.
I guess it wasn't really foreshadowing.
It was.
Just
they
in
showed
the
how
fact
it got to
that
that point.
yeah, I guess there you go. Okay, but it wasn't anything crazy. It was just like I felt it was more of like Howard's dead and this,
Yeah.
Nothing crazy,
yeah,
but really good and very visually pleasing. Yeah, That's what it is.
But yeah, we completely guessed it. Actually, sorry. That's the wrong word. We did guess wrong. We thought Jimmy and
true.
Kim were going to make that step, take that leap towards even furthering Howard's name in the gutter by pretending that he killed himself. That's what we thought.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that bad, and that would have been a good storyline to show how bad they've gotten and maybe pushing Kim even farther in one direction. So we did guess that wrong, but just a very classic Better Call Saul scene. Okay, second scene is Lalo telling Kim to kill Gus. And, and then Jimmy changes his mind and tells Lalo to have Kim do it. Now, that's the thing I wanted to talk to you about. Are you fine with Saul pushing this onto Kim? Does that make sense? Do you like that? Not as like did the writers do good, but just what happened. That it happened.
Being like a part of the storyline
in the world. Yeah.
I liked it. Just because if I was in that situation, I would have thought if I leave her, he could kill her and I could come back and she's dead anyways. Like there's nothing stopping Lalo. Lalo would not care. If he killed Kim or not. So to me, I liked it because he was just trying to protect her. And he's like, no, I'm not leaving her with this crazy man.
Yeah.
Why? You had a problem with that?
I do have a problem with it.
What?
I actually have two. My main two flaws with this episode are in this scene. I have two flaws. And I'm excited to share them with you.
Yeah, what? Do you not like that?
So I don't like it at all. I'll tell you why. What does Lalo have? Why would Lalo kill Kim? Necessarily? Right? Secondly, the odds of Kim getting out of that situation mentally okay, in line with the law okay, endanger herself.
Like going through with killing?
Yeah.
Okay, I see.
I feel like there's actually more danger to her soul, and like cops getting her, and being in jail for the rest of her life for killing a person. I feel like that is worse than, and I feel like he should have been the man and done it. That's what I think. I'm not saying I have a problem with the writers doing it that way.
Right.
But like that's my flaw with Saul in this episode, in this scene, is I don't feel like he should have threw her under the bus.
He was making a gamble. Because he just killed Howard. So, like, the whole time that he's known Lalo, he hasn't seen him do anything like that. He's always just seen Lalo as a threatening dude, and he knows he can do some bad things.
Yeah.
But never to him. He just killed Howard, so now he's like, this guy is angry and, like, has an agenda. So I think he was making a gamble. Leave Kim and possibly Kim dies, or I think you gotta just choose the worst of the two.
And I think one's way worse. I do.
Then Kim being dead, possibly just being dead?
Well, who says Kim wouldn't die? They don't know what type of person that man is. Lalo said that he's just some ordinary man, but no way they believe that.
Oh. No. Kim dying being left at the apartment.
Yeah, but I'm saying Kim dying.
Possibly there. Oh, I see.
Or being taken in jail and being put on trial for killing someone that she can't deny. And having to deal with the guilt of killing someone.
They were in a pickle, man.
I feel like Saul didn't... I mean, Saul cares about Kim, obviously.
Yeah.
And he is thinking for the best of her interest. But I just feel like the man should have done that.
Wow.
Honestly. And now gets into my second flaw.
Okay.
And I don't think Better Call Saul has very many flaws at all. My biggest flaw overall is just the slow pace at times. That can be boring. I mean, I'm never bored necessarily, but this slow. But in this scene, it's very reminiscent of episode 2 of the entire show. The second episode of the entire show. And it's one of my biggest flaws in the show when it first happened. Because I just don't believe it. I get that. I feel like they did it for the writing. Here, I'll explain.
Okay.
I feel like they did it for the writing to help display who Saul is and how good he is with his words. But the scene of Saul in the desert with Tuco, with the two redheads who eventually had their legs broken.
The scammers.
Yeah, the scammers. The scene with Saul explaining to Tuco why they shouldn't kill the scammers but just break their legs, right? That scene felt forced to me. That is not Tuco's personality to have the idea to go kill these guys and then keep listening to Saul. Oh, and just the way Saul acted in that scene, Tuco acted. The way Tuco acted in that scene did not feel like his character, if I'm being honest.
Sure, but it wasn't badly put together because Saul made the points of
No, yeah, the writing was good.
Yeah,
I honestly felt the dialogue was good. I felt like the writing was not great, to be honest. I felt like the way Tuco acted was not his character. He would not go try to kill him and then stop and listen to Tuco to Saul and see his thought why not blah blah blah. No, he would do it. He has no regard.
He's a maniac.
Yeah, he's a maniac. And then so that was my flaw. It just didn't feel right to me. And then in this scene as well, Jimmy's no, let Kim do it. She should be the one to do it because of blah blah blah. And then Lalo, the dialogue was good again, but it's the way he acted.
Who?
Lalo.
Okay.
Lalo's fine, do it. Let her do it. Give her the keys, let her go. And I was like, if Lalo has a specific reason in mind for him, he's not gonna. He's a freaking thug. He's a gangster. He's a Salamanca.
No.
Just as Tuco is.
Okay, but
why would they change their mind and be like, oh, I guess that's not the way they act?
Well, because I'm sure he contemplated it and was like, I don't care as long as someone goes there to show, because he obviously was just trying to make a distraction to pull the bodyguards away from the laundromat and from Gus.
No, I get it. I know. Mm.
And so I think he's like, you know what? Who cares who actually goes? He's just annoying me.
I get the reasoning. It just doesn't feel right. Especially the way he acted in that scene. Just that one line he said where it was fine, I don't care, just do it, you're annoying, type of thing, you know? It just didn't feel right.
That's true.
Let me know rewatch it and let me know, because that's just the way I feel. It just, both those scenes, they feel like they pushed the Salamancas out of their character to allow Saul to talk and get his way out of it and weasel out for his character. At the disregard of what the Salamancas are.
But he is a more level-headed Salamanca.
Yeah. And we're going to give him his flowers later in the episode because, he's just amazing. Okay, third. Kim was actually going to kill him. She was going to do it.
I don't know.
She was. Do you need to watch the episode?
She lifted the gun to his head.
Yeah. Oh, you know,
or not to his head, but to the door.
Pull it?
But who knows? What if she just froze?
They were gonna. I
don't know.
They were foreshadowing. They were showing that she was gonna kill him.
I know.
That just shows how willing Kim is to do bad things if needed. You know. I feel like a normal.
At that point.
Yeah, at that point.
If they hadn't done all that other stuff, I don't know if she would have had that same.
That's true. Yeah.
Like pressure to.
And this is the beauty of Vince Gilligan and his writing. Amazing character arcs, like just amazing. But like, if you think to yourself and what a normal person would be, I don't really care what situation I'm in. I don't know if I could pull a trigger on the person.
For me, you wouldn't do it for me.
Okay.
No, I'm just kidding. I could not imagine having to do that.
Yeah. Like I'm thinking right now. Okay, someone comes in here, gun to your head. Like, go kill this person. I want to save you, but just the act of actually looking someone in the face.
That's not in your mind.
And pulling the trigger. Mm-hmm. I don't know if I could. And Kim, by all accounts, was willing. And that's crazy. I feel like.
Can I say?
Yeah, go.
I feel like I don't remember her name as an actor, but Kim.
Rhea Seehorn.
I loved how she acted in this episode. She did so good.
Yes.
And I want to say that would be my high in the episode. My favorite part is like the whole her going and leaving and driving all the way up there to like getting to the house, being brought in the house. That whole time that she was there. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Loved it so much.
Yeah.
I was like feeling so bad for her. Like, and when she got so angry at Mike saying, "Where were you? You said you were watching us."
Yes. She's
so good.
She's a showstopper.
She broke my heart.
Yeah. I want to say, I feel like she is the second best actor in the show. With first being? Chuck.
Oh my gosh.
Chuck is just a seasoned actor. It's so obvious when he's on camera how good he is. Mm-hmm. And obviously Gus and Mike are the classics. I don't think Jimmy is as great an actor as these others.
Okay,
probably
but that
his background comes into play. I mean, he's not bad. But
yeah, I'm like,
he's not bad at all.
Great.
Yeah, he's great. He's just, I think Chuck is.
When you're comparing him to.
But others. She is so good. I feel like she is one of the biggest engines to the show.
Yeah, I definitely think so
rolling.
Too. And Chuck just made you
pissed.
Hate him. Yeah.
So yeah, Kim was gonna do it. She was gonna shoot that man. So then this is the second part. Kim's in with Gus's men. They're trying to figure out what she's gonna do because Mike knows that she's not a bad person, so he wasn't gonna hurt her. Mm-hmm. And then Gus calls her. Yes. And I feel like this is one of the main points, which is why I wrote it down. Gus calls her, and I think this is going to be a jumpstart in future episodes because Gus calls and says, what? Oh, wait. Why did you... Wait, what did he say? Freak. Anyways.
Is it what did he say? Or no?
Sorry. But anyways.
Lame.
I can just tell you the main overall thought is Gus finds out that Saul talked Lalo out of making him go. That was basically what it was.
Right.
And you can see on Gus's face, as soon as he gets that information, he hangs up and he has a thought of inquisitiveness. And after that, I think this is going to be a jump starter in the future episodes if they start bringing Gus and Saul in some way working together, like maybe having Mike work more along with Saul. Because maybe Gus now trusts Saul in a way. Trust the wrong word. Gus has some infatuation with Saul's ability to talk Lalo out of it. He's like, if he can talk Lalo out of it, I'm assuming this is going to be something that gets Saul more closely in tune with Mike. We know Saul doesn't get in tune with Gus because in Breaking Bad, Saul just says, "I know a guy who knows a guy," to Walt,
right,
about selling the meth. Right. So we know that they don't have connection, but maybe this brings Saul and Mike together closer.
Mm-hmm. I want to say too, before we go further into that, I just like the consistency of Gus's character, that he called Kim instead of just walking up to her face to face. Because I feel like I'd be so angry and just so like running around the place to figure out what the heck is going on, that you wouldn't think to not go up to her. But he's always like, I can't show her my face because he's a public figure and stuff. He has to always keep his identity
That's a good thought.
low key.
Yeah, never thought of that. Yeah. He's always one
and
step
probably
ahead.
to protect himself too. Who knows what Kim had on, or
Yeah.
But he's always protecting his identity. He's always still being level-headed for the most part.
He's always true to his character.
Yeah.
They got Gus down. Next, Gus gives a great speech in the pit. So I guess before that, I didn't feel it that much to say before that, but, Lalo breaks in, Gus comes in.
Yep.
He knows that Lalo's there. He had that feeling.
Well, that's what I like,
and then Lalo
too,
kills the guards.
Is, like, what I was saying, that Lalo is a more level-head, like, the most level-headed of the Salamancas.
Yeah.
Because he knew that sending Kim or Saul to his house was not going to work.
Yeah.
He knew that Gus would piece together that he's going to the laundromat. I think so.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, he's just so smart.
We can't be solid about that, but it's almost certain.
Yeah.
That that's the case.
I just think he's very well calculated. That whole thing, I love how that was all put together. Because I'm like, she can't go there. That's not going to work. She can't kill him. But it wasn't at all for that. It was a diversion. And I loved that.
Yeah. These last two seasons have been the best because of the constant mind battles between Lalo and Gus. Which we never sorry, we do see it in Breaking Bad. Even though Gus always beats Walt. No, he doesn't. I feel like Walt is more of just like an annoyance that Gus has to put up with.
Yeah.
Because Walt does win, actually, quite often.
But Gus is always a threat still. Like, no matter how often Walter won. Yeah.
But Walt did ultimately win.
Ultimately.
Which Lalo did not. And then, the great Gus speech. This was very reminiscent of Nacho to the Salamancas as well. In the desert before Nacho dies. What? Saying his last words to the Salamancas, saying, I hate you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Gus does that to Lalo. However, they were for different reasons. Gus did it just to save his own skin. Nacho did it for one last word of revenge before, let him know.
And that death I'm still sad about.
Yep.
Breaks my heart.
That one sucks. The hits you right here.
In the feelers.
Next. Yeah, Lalo's death. He gets shot right in the neck. And I love that he's smiling. Perfect for his
iconic.
character.
I know. Because, okay, wait. Can you tell me how Tuco died? Didn't he not also... Wait, how did he die?
You don't remember?
No, tell me. I'm not an expert at Breaking Bad like you are, Sawyer.
I've seen the show 10 times, by the way.
And I've seen it...
Once
all the way through. I've watched up to season 2 one time, and then I start over.
Yeah.
Loved it.
I'm like a Breaking Bad infection.
Yes.
I infect everyone. I've watched it probably 6 times with different people, all the way through with them.
Yep. He pushed me to watch it, and because he pushed me, I was like, I do not want to watch it at all.
All my friends were like that.
You're just so persistent. I'm like, I'm not interested in this
good.
show. Anyways.
Oh yeah.
But okay, no, yeah.
Okay, Tuco gets shot by the house where Nacho dies.
Oh right.
Yeah.
Hello.
He gets shot in the stomach.
Yep. I'm okay.
And then Walt and Jesse leave when they hear the cops.
Because Hank.
Yeah, the cops.
Okay.
Hank is coming. Sorry, a car is coming, not the cops. They hide. Tuco comes out of the pit with the gun, and then him and Hank fight. Then he gets shot in the head.
Okay, never mind. For some reason, I had the image that
he was smiling.
Tuco also was smiling or something, but never mind.
No.
Back to this.
Yeah.
I agree. Love it.
Yeah. What a perfect ending to Lalo. To be outsmarted by Gus and just smiling, dead. I mean,
mm-hmm. You hate him as a villain, but then you kind of like him. Like him, like laughing while he's dying. Like, gosh dang it. Yeah. Like you just kind of like him.
Mm-hmm. I've always liked him. I feel like.
But he's like frustrating because of how he thinks things through too, and like one-ups Gus back and forth kind of thing too.
Yeah.
That's why I hate him.
I feel like Here's my hot take for the episode. And I know my brother-in-law feels the same, so I wonder if there's anyone else out there who feels the same. I believe Lalo is the best villain in the entire Breaking Bad universe. If I were to rank my top 3, it'd have to be... Ooh. If we consider Todd a villain,
oh my gosh,
I'll give him 3. But it's going to be Lalo, Gus, Todd, and then Tuco. The reason why I feel Gus is so good, but he is so amazingly consistent that like we always know how he's gonna act in scenes. After he cuts the guy's throat, that's the scene where now we fully know him, and he's never wavered from what he is.
Nope.
Right? Lalo is like just as smart as Gus, but with an edge of charisma, and he's got that side of Salamanca where he's a flying.
You just don't know.
Flying dervish, and he can do whatever the freak he wants at all times. And because of that, I have to give him the edge over Gus. I do. I think Gus is amazing, and he's one of the greatest villains ever as well. But Lalo, I think, has to take the cake. And they perfectly crafted his character to bring in that Salamanca genes, but then also make him genius, like, you know.
And also, he doesn't mind getting his hands dirty. Like, he was the one snooping around and doing everything.
Yeah.
Gus is the one that sends his people to...
Yeah.
I mean, because I guess he can't look suspicious as a...
But he is...
a public person.
Yeah, he's phenomenal.
But yeah.
Let's have a moment of silence for Lalo. Salamanca.
I kind of half did it.
He will be missed, I'll tell you that much.
He killed Howard, I don't care. Oh.
He will sorely be missed by me. As he was such a huge
it's
stressor, excitement, everything about him was what was exciting.
Right. Yeah. And that's when like there's so much left of the season.
Yep.
That I just was expecting for him to be towards the end, like his death being more towards the end of the season than right now.
Yeah. But before you say what you say,
okay.
I love it because now we get Kim has been with us since the beginning, right? She needs to have I'm making a call. You know, I think she will be the star of the last 4 episodes, whatever. Whether it's, you know, soon after what just took place, and then also Gene Takovic storyline, she has to be the star of the last bit. So as soon as I realized, right after my initial thoughts after this episode were, dang it, I'm sad that Lalo's dead. He was so exciting. I want him to end the season. I said the show. But then I realized this has all been about Kim and Jimmy.
Yeah.
This isn't Jimmy. This is Kim and Jimmy. And she needs to have her ending. Because every single other storyline is gone. Nothing, I don't think anything can excite us except Kim now, right?
Right, like, is the whole side of, like, Gus and them over with? Like, nothing else big and crazy is going to happen?
I don't think so.
You right?
What's going to happen? There's no characters that...
Yeah.
There's no outlying characters from the Breaking Bad timeline to Better Call Saul except Kim. Mm-hmm. Everyone's been dead or taken care of.
Yeah.
And everything's in place for Breaking Bad to take place now. Now they can build the thing, which they're probably going to show, I'm assuming. But Kim is the only outlier. And I'm glad we're going to get 5 episodes, at least, of hopefully seeing what happens there, because that's what I care about. I care more about that than Lalo. So
I had a crazy thought when I was showering. I don't think it'll happen.
Okay, hit me.
But, like, what if she is so just distraught and so affected by that whole thing of Howard dying right in front of her? What if she killed herself? That would be insane. I don't think it'll happen. I feel like Saul would not be as casual talking about his ex-wives. Or maybe not. Maybe he just totally turns off his emotions in Breaking Bad. But I'm like, that would be crazy. I don't think it'll happen. But what if? Because when...
I feel like that'd be just a lame ending for her.
I know.
Don't you think?
Yeah, but it'd be sad for us.
Yeah.
Which
I just don't think they're going to do it, because that'd be lame.
I know.
It's either it's. I feel like there's only got to be two ways. It's either she dies because of Jimmy in some form.
Oh yeah, but how?
Which makes Jimmy act the way he does, or she's lives, and Gene goes and sees her at the end of this or something.
Who? Gene
Takovic.
Oh, no.
Future Jimmy.
Explain.
Future Jimmy. Fake Jimmy.
Okay.
In Cinnabon.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that's what I've been hoping for this whole time.
That has to be it.
Yeah.
That's the only way I see it.
I will cry.
And I don't feel like Kim is the type of person to kill herself.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. She's had a terrible childhood. When things have happened bad with him in the past, she usually brushes it off decently well.
Yeah, and well, like when not Hank.
But this is definitely gonna
Mike.
be a factor, though, for sure. Watching.
Yeah, I honestly did not think it was gonna happen. I just that would be insane.
Wait, what?
But her dying or her killing herself.
Oh yeah. It's an interesting thought to play through your head, though.
Yeah, but because like when Mike was telling them, you need to act normal, you got to go to work and do your thing, all that kind of stuff. She was obviously still in shock, but she was able to talk to them like nothing happened. You know, I feel like I don't know if she couldn't adapt. I don't think she would have been sounding like that when she said that. But I don't know.
Yeah, she's always in control of the situation she's in.
Oh, okay. I was looking at a recap video of this episode, and this person made a connection or like the parallels of the name of the episode, Point and Shoot.
Okay.
Which I just, not that it's like some crazy thing, but I just love how Breaking Bad, Better Call Saul, like makes their titles connected to the episode like in a clever way. Like yes. Point and Shoot, there's like, wait, what did I say? Kim going to kill Gus, point and shooting at him.
Okay.
Gus, taking out his camera, shooting, filming, Gus.
Yep.
Wait, did I say that wrong? Lalo filming Gus.
Okay.
And then ultimately Gus shooting Lalo.
So three.
So like three. Unless there's more, but yeah, I like that. And this is another thing.
Wait, was your first one Kim pointing at the door?
Yeah.
Door, camera, gun.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Yeah. I'm not that aware, like all the movies and shows I've seen, Better Call Saul they put a lot of effort. No, Breaking Bad too. Yeah. They put a lot of effort in the titles.
Right. I can't remember what the last title of the other episode was.
Oh, I know it.
But that one was like, gosh, dang it.
Every episode last time was like Roses and something, like that type of thing.
I know the last one had to do with Howard dying. And I was like, smart. But
yeah.
Another parallel was, you know how Jimmy was tied up on the chair?
Yep.
Lalo leaves him, and then he is trying to get out, struggles, and falls on the floor.
Yep.
And then you see him fall on the floor, and he's like looking at Howard dead on the floor.
Yep.
Is like a parallel to Walter falling to the ground when Hank's dead on the desert floor. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. Dude, that was.
Like literally on his face.
Uh-huh. That was good.
I know.
Yeah.
Blew my mind.
Uh-huh.
They're too good.
We did this episode too late. We're gonna in the future do these right after we watch. But I'm trying to remember his face. When
Howard?
Jim's face.
Oh.
Jimmy's face when he's staring at, just like, what's his face?
I just saw it and I don't remember.
Oh, okay.
But it wasn't
heartbroken?
Maybe. I don't remember because then I immediately looked up Hank and Walter, and Walter was obviously sobbing.
I know that one very well.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's another thing with Howard dying is I never thought that the plot with like Jimmy and Kim and Howard, or just Howard being in the show, and then the whole relationship with Gus and the drug cartel and all that stuff, ever coming together. Like, starting the beginning of this show, I never would have thought that Howard would end up dead because of a druggie, you know?
Yeah.
Never thought, and it's so sad, because obviously Howard did not deserve it.
Yep.
He was just a decent guy. I never hated him. Maybe in the beginning when you thought he was a jerk.
Yes. But, yeah, when you are deceived by Chuck, you hate him. But then you never hate him. Well, we never hated him after that deception is gone. When your glasses are cleared of the deceiving, you're like, he's a good guy.
Yeah, there's multiple times that he tries to be like the better person and mend things over with Jimmy and Kim, and they reject it and they're butts and they freaking ruined his life.
Yeah.
Crazy.
And then to go to the very end of the episode,
yeah.
Mike says, we're gonna put cocaine in his car, and we're gonna pretend like, you know,
just like your story.
React, that he's dead, thus further completely destroying his character.
Yeah, he dies.
Yeah.
Known as a drug addict that loved prostitutes.
Which shows, right? Better Call Saul and Breaking Bad are very similar, as in, even though this is called Better Call Saul, you could call it Better Call Saul Breaking Bad, because it's still about characters Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
It's about Mike Breaking Bad, it's about Gus Breaking Bad, it's about Kim and Jimmy Breaking Bad. And even though Howard...
And even Skyler in a way, too.
Yeah, all of them. Well, I'm talking about just Better Call Saul right now. Yeah, everyone breaks bad. Except Marie and Hank. Well, you can do it on and on. But Howard did not break bad.
No.
But the world believes he broke bad.
Oh, that's so frustrating.
So
I hate that.
Yeah. Even though he didn't break bad, his character broke bad, thus fulfilling Breaking Bad's wishes of breaking everyone bad. So
leave no man behind, man.
Yep. Oh yeah. Okay. I'm not sure how much this bugged you or the viewer, but I hate the fact that Howard has to share a grave with Lalo.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
I do not like it at all.
I'm a realist when it comes to these type of things. I mean, it's just his body. He's dead. He doesn't need the use of it. I mean, but it's just the image of them together.
Yep.
Like, you know, in that scene, just think to yourself, my face is probably out of the screen a lot this episode. Anyways, I'll probably keep it coming over here.
I haven't noticed, sorry.
What was I going to say? Oh, yeah.
Howard.
Because of Jimmy's... I mean, it's hard to just blame this all on Jimmy, because he just happened to be in the wrong place. It's not like he asked Kim... Right. It's not like he asked Howard to come to a specific spot, knowing he might be in danger. I mean, obviously, it's all his fault, really, but because of Jimmy's actions, Howard has to share a grave with a Salamanca. And
his killer.
And he's been going to a therapist. He's in the middle of probably divorce. He has his reputation on the line. Everything's going bad. And he has to deal with that. And that just sucks.
And people will believe it because of the little...
Of course.
Everyone's
going to believe it.
Jimmy and Kim planted.
Yeah. Which, I do want to shout out that was one of the best scenes in Better Call Saul. The last episode with his eyes touching the picture and them swapping out the pictures.
So good.
So good. Those are the moments where I'm like, Better Call Saul is phenomenal. They're so creative in how they do these things.
So creative.
Just a quick shout out to that scene.
And you just feel so bad for the guy because he looks like a lunatic with freaking pictures. Oh my gosh, so good.
Yeah. I think that's one of the beauties of Breaking Bad is most of the time it's, unless it's Walt screwing over Jesse, most of the time it's Walt screwing over a bad guy.
Yeah.
So you root for Walt. But in this situation, Jimmy has been screwing over Howard so long, and you know he doesn't deserve it, so you don't root for Jimmy.
No.
Yeah, it's kind of a different thing. However, there are a lot of moments where you don't root for Walt because you want Jesse to win. You don't want Jesse to keep getting screwed over, or his wife, or Hank, whatever. But there, I feel like there's a lot more of don't root for Jimmy in this one, because you care about Kim and you care about Howard, and you don't they don't deserve that crap. Okay, and then lastly, we already talked about cleaning up Howard, cleaning up everything, put him in the fridge. And now we also have a conclusion on why Saul in Breaking Bad mentions Lalo. This completely finished off that storyline as well. Because if you don't know, in Breaking Bad, when Jimmy's on his knees, he says, it was Nacho. Right? Yeah, he says,
he mentions both.
He mentions Nacho, and then he says,
Did Lalo?
Did Lalo send you? I believe
Something like that.
So he mentions both Nacho and Lalo. He doesn't know that Nacho's dead either, but after this horrific experience, I'm sure Saul still has fear over Lalo, and Mike tells him, they ask, what happened, and then Mike just says, it's done.
Yeah, you don't,
It's finished. Mike does not tell them that Lalo is dead, so I'm assuming that's the last of that.
Yep.
And now we have closure on why Saul said those things, which means it's got to be so close.
Oh, to him being...
Breaking Bad has got to be so close.
Yeah.
Right? Or, I guess it's so horrific that he'll probably remember for years. Anything bad that happens,
I don't know.
Yeah, because they got out of it, so I'm assuming he thinks some drug dealers of him took him, and we're gonna hurt him because he was the last one to see Lalo or whatever.
Yep.
Something in that situation.
Right.
But yeah, that's now closed on that. So did you have any lowlights? You probably didn't. I already explained mine.
Yeah. The only thing...
Nothing really bad, so, you don't have to. But.
This isn't, like, something that bothered me crazy. Just, like, kind of, like, question, like, oh, that's interesting. Was when... Oh, Mike leaving Gus's side to go to Jimmy. I feel like...
Mike should have stayed?
Well, I feel like Jimmy wasn't, like, as big of a... Like, not as important. But
I don't have a problem with that. Mike is usually the guy to go out and do things.
It's true. I know. You're right.
It's just
but I
Gus
feel like
never leaves. So that's all Gus.
That's true.
Yeah.
I just felt like it was like this was a different circumstance than other circumstances because they were like scrambling on their feet because they truly didn't know what he was doing, Lalo.
Yeah.
And then Mike's like, "Okay, I'm leaving." Like, did that thought cross his mind of maybe this is bad and maybe Lalo's going to come to us right now kind of thing? If I leave him. It didn't bother me. I just thought it was interesting.
That's a thought, yeah. But, there really are no lowlights in this episode.
Yeah.
Because it's just, like I said, it's a very linear storyline in terms of there's no side characters or side plots that are going on. It's just extremely, this is what's happening. It felt really realistic and just, like, right off.
Like, go.
Go.
Oh, my gosh.
That just, like, happened, so now this is going to happen. So yeah, goodbye to Lalo. And now, as we look into the future, the only nail biter left for these last 5 episodes is Kim, really. And we've already kind of given our predictions that we think we're both going to make the claim, right? She is alive, and Gene Takovic is going to go see her at the end of the show, right?
Yeah, that's my guess. Yeah.
And however that happens, what's your prediction on the scene? What happens there?
I don't know.
Do they get together?
See, I don't know if they... I don't know. They never do what I think is going to happen. Like, and it's not that I make great predictions either.
Yeah.
But...
Obviously, it's hard.
I feel like their reunion will be nice and bittersweet. But I don't have an idea of if they will stick together or if Jimmy's...
Well, that's the whole point. You just make a guess. Obviously, we have no,
I don't think so.
No clue.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
Yes, and that is what I was going to say as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think, just as I said before, I think the story arc is going to be extremely close to Breaking Bad. And just like with Breaking Bad, Walt leaves the situation when he goes to... where's he go? I know it, but I'm not going to think about it. When he leaves with the vacuum cleaner, and then he comes back.
Is he not in, like, Maine?
Yeah, something like that. When he leaves and then comes back in the last episode, I believe they are going to have that same thing where he leaves, and i.e. Gene Takovic, and then we see the closure of him with Kim at the end, but just as Walt, he does not get to keep the girl.
Yeah.
Because someone like that does not deserve to have happiness, which is what Vince usually does.
Yeah.
He doesn't let anyone bad really have happiness. I.e., that's why he lets Skylar, because she wasn't bad of heart. She doesn't let Jesse die. Main characters, obviously. He'll kill good people who don't deserve it.
Yeah.
Just for the main character's sake. But Yeah, that's my prediction as well.
Wait. Are you saying that you think Jimmy will die?
I'm not saying he's gonna die.
You just don't think they'll...
He's not gonna be happy. Just as... I mean, Walt was technically happy. He won. But, what he wanted exactly, like, being with Skylar did not happen.
I know.
But he succeeded in what he wanted, so there you go.
Taking care of his family.
Exactly. So...
That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Not the drugs. No.
So in conclusion, 92 out of 100 with an entertainment score of 94 out of 100, 94%. And before we go, do you have any guesses for the next episode as well?
I think it'll be a slower pace, and it's just going to be them trying to be normal. And act like nothing happened. I think that's what will happen. And just obviously seeing their struggles.
Because, in the last episode, and in this episode, Mike told them, you have to stay calm. If anyone mentions Howard.
Mm-hmm. You can't act weird either.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, if anyone mentions Howard, just say that he showed up.
Yeah. I mean, that's really
left.
The only thing we can go off of.
Yeah, and I think that's what...
Yeah. I'm sure they're going to show the stress of someone asking about Howard, and then they're going to have a moment of...
Yep. And just, their day just remembering that he's dead on the floor kind of thing.
Yeah. That's the only thing we can think of, right?
Yeah.
And I think...
But see...
I think they're going to have to show that further progression of Jimmy with his actual business.
Oh.
Getting the balloon from the Kettlemans, the Statue of Liberty.
I wonder if...
I just feel like we're running out of time. Because they say Walt and Jesse's going to be in this. So I just feel like they're running out of time. And they got to get these stories progressing to Breaking Bad timeline.
I know, it's like 5 episodes.
And I'm sure they'll show the production of building the super lab again. I'm sure they'll show that.
Oh, yeah. Right?
If not this one, then next
or else
one.
We just assume that it's completed, obviously, because we know it is. But
I
would like
I don't think they're going to give much to it. That's all I'm saying.
No.
They're just going to show that it's almost done, like getting worked on, etc. So.
Oh my gosh, what was I going to say? I wonder if Jimmy will be able to kind of move on from that traumatic experience of Howard dying better than Kim. And that's what kind of leads Kim to not be...
I feel like they're both...
wanting to stick around.
Yeah. I feel like they're both really good at it.
I know, but...
Yeah. But it's interesting. I'm very... that's going to be the best thing, is seeing how they react to Howard.
Yeah, because I mean...
And how their relationship is affected.
Yep.
Are they going to act completely like they have been these last few seasons?
Trying to, faking it?
Or, are they just going to come home and, watch TV and, or are they going to... Is there going to be some kind of...
Zombies or something.
Yeah.
Well, because, he moved on from Chuck. Not moved on. He was obviously still... He was hiding it. Oh. But he hid it, and Kim was concerned. He hid his grief and his remorse for Chuck's death. And Kim was, kind of worried about it. So I wonder if he'll kind of be similar to that. And Kim will be totally dude, we just saw him die, and we ruined it. It's our fault kind of thing. I wonder. I don't know. Maybe not, but... I don't get how they're going to make these 5 last episodes, I mean, I know they're going to do it, but I can't see them making it so interesting, because this was, the big,
Well, it's Kim, like we said,
I know, but
I think it's going to be... It's not going to be as...
What is it,
shooty.
Yeah.
It's not going to be gangster, like Breaking Bad ended. I don't know how that's going to happen. But yeah, for me, it's Kim. I feel like Gus... Gus is dead to me in terms of this show. And Mike. I don't know what else we're going to learn from them. But it's going to be Kim and Mike. Kim and Walt and Jesse. Because they're going to show them... If they're coming back for a cameo, or... I don't know how much they're going to be in it.
I know.
I'll take anything. They've got to... I feel like they've got to show some good stuff with them. Things we didn't know in Breaking Bad.
Oh, maybe.
So those are the 2 things that I care about now. Because Gus just seems gone in terms of anything left for story. But yeah, that's it. So, next, on Monday, we should be making an episode for that next episode. For episode 9, I believe. Yeah, episode 9. And then The next Monday, we will actually be gone on our summer trip. So we will be able to do that episode probably Thursday or Friday of next week for the next episode. So this week we're good. Next one, we're going to have to wait a little bit for it. But yeah, thanks for listening. Please like and subscribe, and bless you.